We rounded up people with bags of rice and lined them up at the temporary inspection point next to the station. It was like a military tribunal. We inspected their bags and confiscated everything they bought at the black market. The women all cried. They sold everything they owned to buy the rice. They pleaded that if we confiscated the rice, how are they going to feed their starving children? Doesn't make sense, huh? Yet they forbid you from going after the illegal brokers, so it was absolutely unfair from the point of view of the people. But the people were sensitive too. If they hear the police inspection is at the next station, they jump off the train and run. We were aware of these people, so we set up several officers near jump-off spots in order to capture them. I remember chasing after women with several kilos of rice on them. Well, shit. That's fucked up, Oishi. I wouldn't do it. I would say I'm like running after him, but I'm not. I would let him go. Or at least I'll tell him, hey, next time don't get caught. Like if I end up catching up to him, I'll just say, hey, don't get caught next time. Get out of here. I remember chasing after women wearing, yeah. That was when I first met the old guy. Gosh, I was surprised. He looked so much like my father. I really thought maybe my father survived the air raid in Nagoya miraculously and came back. While chasing a man who conducted a runaway from the inspection point, there is no way for him to run with a heavy bag of rice on him. So either he gets arrested with the illegal rice or run by ditching the rice that he bought by selling all of his belongings. In other words, if a person is to be chased by the police, that person can't provide his family any rice to eat. I knew I was doing the shitty job. I knew people had to buy the illegal rice to survive. Then there was this tact understanding among us that to let go of the people who chose to ditch the rice. So I always thought the same thing as I chased him. Please ditch the rice. I don't want to catch him. I couldn't hear his cries and plights of despair anymore. Then the old guy showed up. He looked exactly like my dead father. I was dumbfounded. Then suddenly the guy punched my head. Get shit on. If a father disciplines you as a child, If a father disciplines you, you as a child, droop your head down in apology. I was so happy to see my father alive, I couldn't hold the joy in. The old guy said, let him go. When I heard the voice, I realized he wasn't my father, so I thought I was going to arrest him for assaulting a policeman. A young, scrawny guy like me was no match for a man who was used to brawls. Yeah, he sure taught me a lesson. He gave me a good scolding in the middle of the main street after I was all beaten up. Who would have even listened to him, right? But something struck me then, and it wasn't his fist. I keep seeing my father in him. All I could do was to listen to him. Yeah, he was a ruffian, but he showed the guts like a real man. That's what made him a great guy. You don't see men like him nowadays. He was a true example for a man from the good old times. Despite my age, I still needed a father. I needed a man to look up to, and to show me what makes a man a man. That's why I think I had two fathers. The old guy was indeed my father, my brother, and my best friend. But now he lies with his head, body, arms, and legs all dismembered, and his right arm is still missing. He taught me how to be a man, how to enjoy alcohol, how to play mahjong, and gave me a good beating when I did something wrong with his right arm. But that right arm is still missing. Do you have any suspects? Sure, of course. I vow to find this old guy's right arm and pay back what they did to him. They control Hinamizawa with a tight clinch, being the main perpetrators of illegal activities of this damn construction war, the Sonozaki family. I declare war within myself. I already know who the enemy is. So basically, he doesn't change his mindset no matter what evidence comes out. Fuck the Sonozaki family, because fuck them. Even though the construction manager was a prick. So we get Oishi's declaration of war. Still having that? Nope. 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 Not yet. Shinto priest hasn't done that. Nope. Nope. Rock candy as a treat. We still have that. I still need the test result though. No. No. Watermelon. Hojo Satoshi needs to be aware. CSAT on the veranda. Nope. Revenge of Takunomiya is required. Raw Rare Sea Urchin. Still haven't gotten that. Hojo Satoko's test result. Nope. Ire's motivation to become a doctor. Have that. Don't have the discontinuation of Satoko's dissection plan. That's pretty fucked up. Hospitalization of Hojo Satoko is required. I might have that. I might have that. I want to see if I can't get anything else, and then I'll go with that. Declaration of war, have that. Don't have the other one. Don't have that. Don't have that. Oh, I guess it has to be this one. The death of the construction site manager. Satoshi is such a good brother who takes a good care of his sister. He visited Satoko straight from school and kept encouraging her every day so she'll get better. Without even hearing Satoshi's story, it was obvious to me that Satoko never had a good relationship with her step-parents. She didn't get along especially with her stepfather. Satoko once even called a child abuse hotline. Not only that, her parents died in an accident, so she wasn't able to withstand all this damage. Satoko is still very young, so everything must have been horrible for her to go through. Fortunately, she has a wonderful brother. Emotional wounds are hard to heal. They are the hardest to heal, usually. Nothing heals emotional wounds better than love from family members. And time. Lots of time. I'm sure that one day Satoko will be able to smile again. She's still in shock, but she talks to Satoshi. She smiles a little bit. Oishi from the police department keeps requesting to see her, but I think I need to protect her a little longer. He is a passionate policeman, but he isn't sensitive enough. If he reminds her of her parents' accident, her emotional wounds will start to hurt again. That's the only concern I have for Satoko. I hear someone knocking on the door. It's Takano. She doesn't look right, wearing a nurse's uniform like that. She's a licensed doctor. She should wear a white coat and act like a doctor. Made this fun for her, but I think she might be insulting the real nurses. Of course I don't say anything, though. It's not really insulting when she's actually technically higher up than a nurse. Dr. Ire, may I talk to you? Oh, sure. Okay, Satoshi, I'll get going. Oh, okay. Hello, Satoshi. Please keep Satoko company. She's always alone, so I bet she's lonely. Okay? Oh, no, that's not true. Okay, Satoshi, you're in charge. I get up and let Satoshi take over. Did something happen? Not right here. Let's go to your office. Takano smiles meaningfully. Usually smiles bring happy feelings. Well, when it comes to Takano, that's not true. Are you sure? Yes. The initial test results show there's a possibility she's at L3 or above. Thank God for fuck, I've needed her test results for so long. For all these different things, I needed those. We need to keep her here and run some more tests. The result isn't in yet, but from what I can see, it's very possible that she's at L4. Takano's eyes sparkle in a weird way. God, you're fucked up. Yeah, because she wants to there's a reason for it. Yeah, because she wants to dissect people. Because she's a fucked up individual. Which most people would be like, hey, maybe she can get better before she goes crazy, or, gets too far gone. To find patients in their terminal phase is the most valuable thing in our research. In fact, as a result of dissecting the murder suspect from last year, We've made great progress in our research. In other words, we finally managed to isolate the pathogen. We also discovered that when the host dies, the pathogen melts away within a few hours. Once it melts, it's undetectable. That's why we never found the pathogen when we performed the autopsies. The research made a lot of progress after that. What we found in the past years has easily surpassed what the late Dr. Takano found in decades. We're now studying the nature, the effect, and the symptoms of the pathogen, as well as treatments and vaccines. In other words, a living specimen who's at the terminal phase is a necessity for our research. However, we rarely find a patient who is at the terminal phase L5. The Hinamizawa syndrome created a huge amount of L5 patients in the past, but today it doesn't have such potency. If that's the case, we have to secure L5 patients or patients who are close to becoming L5 as quickly as possible. Satoko is possibly qualified to be the next sacrifice. That's fucked up, man. That's fucked up. To keep the strange disease a secret, we can't let patients who may be at L5 go. We have to run more tests first, and then we'll figure out what to do next. In any case, Satoko is so calm. Her behavior is nothing like the behavior of the man from last year. Initial tests are in error sometimes. We have to wait for the result of more detailed tests, and to determine how serious her condition is. Okay, let's admit her for observation. Please let the staff know and get things ready. That sounds like a final answer, but if the result comes back positive, that will be the green light for the dissection. Oh god. I don't know Satoko that well, but I've known her brother Satoshi through the baseball team for a long time. How can I dissect the apple of Satoshi's eyes? That's when I feel scary images flashing in my head for the first time. Don't worry. Everything is already taken care of. She smiles as if she wants to tell me that her dissection is already prepared too. Is it just her who's smiling? Am I smiling like her too? God, I just look at her in horror, like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I mean, yeah, research is great, but it doesn't mean you want to dissect people. When I dissected the man last year, I did feel guilt beforehand. But once I started, it was like I was in paradise. All the pieces of the puzzle that were left by the late Dr. Tomitake fell into place, and at the same time they didn't. How exciting it was. God, I don't know if he'd want to take it this far. Like to the point where you're killing people, hoping to find something. It's so exciting knowing that we are the first ones to take the first steps to solve the mystery. I don't even know how to explain this excitement to those who have never experienced it. There's no way to describe it with words. But yeah, Iurai's just as fucked up as Takano at times. But Takano is far and beyond more fucked up than he is. The only thing I can say is that even a year later, I still remember the excitement vividly. So if the results show that Satoshi's beloved sister is to be dissected, can I control myself and stay calm? But that means I'm a failure as a human being. I know very well that the Hojo family is treated poorly by the villagers, and I know what Satoko had to go through. Also, I know Satoshi loves his sister, who is his one and only blood relative. How can I dissect Satoko using my research as an excuse? I didn't feel much guilt for the man from last year, but I feel unbearable guilt towards Satoko. That reminds me of my sin from last year. I don't care if a stranger dies, but I don't want Satoko to die. That's not right. All lives are equally precious. I tried to convince myself that he was a violent murderer, but maybe he became that way because he was at the terminal phase. I don't know anything about him before he became deranged. Maybe he was a model citizen who was worthy of respect. Regardless of whether he is or not, it doesn't mean you can just fucking cut him open, looking for something. Unfortunately, he became ill and ended up doing what he did. Maybe he was a victim himself. Just like my father. I know more about the Hinamizawa syndrome than anybody. This disease makes people act in crazy ways, without those people realizing it. So when the patients at the terminal phase do such violent and weird things, one should be sympathetic. I already knew that back when I decided to go down this path. I should have remembered it sooner, but now I finally remember. And now I finally realize what a sinful research I'm working on. Yeah. Hojo Satoko's detailed test result came back. The result says L5. Well, fuck it. Well, they don't cut her up, obviously. She's at the terminal phase of the terminal phase. She's at the terminal phase of the terminal phase. Actually, it is a surprising result. In last year's case, the terminal phase patient was extremely deranged. According to Takano's record, he complained about an itch coming from the lymph nodes all over his body, and he wanted to scratch his throat, just as the late Dr. Takano mentioned. But Satoko doesn't show such symptoms. Even in the late Takano's data, it says throat scratching is a characteristic symptom for terminal phase patients. However, not all patients experience the symptom. Besides, emotional expressions are different in each person. If it's the same emotion, one patient may express it rather violently and another may express rather calmly. There's no way of knowing by just looking at a person. But Satoko's detailed test result says she's at the terminal phase of the terminal phase, L5. In other words, she may be feeling what the man from last year was feeling. It's just that she isn't expressing that feeling like the man was. The Inamizawa syndrome affects the frontal lobes of a brain. It stimulates the most primitive of emotions, doubt. As a result, terminal phase patients are trapped in delusions and paranoia and end up committing horrible crimes. Satoko seems to show improvements when she's exchanging friendly words with Satoshi, but there's a paranoia that may put her in a deranged state at any moment stirring inside of her. I can't let her leave the clinic like this. However, if things go according to the manual, I will have to make a decision on her dissection. My decision will only be a formality. I can't refuse it. Takano appears to be already working on her dissection schedule. The plan will then come to me. Would I feel the same excitement if I dissected Satoko alive? Would I be able to experience the trance once again? No, the question is, can I fight the temptation? As I pretend to question myself, I'm letting Takano prepare things on her own. By doing so, I'm passively agreeing to Satoko's dissection. If possible, I want to save Satoko. I don't want her to be a sacrifice for this research. I don't want to dissect her. Then what about the man from last year? Do I only care about the lives of people I know? If I don't dissect her, do I let her live and leave the clinic? Do I simply wait for her to become deranged and commit a horrible crime? And then she'll end up here in a deranged state, just like the man from last year. And I'll end up dissecting her alive anyway. The man from last year was dissected alive and kept alive for several months. Oh, god damn it! With his skull left open, he wasn't allowed to die for several months. He was kept alive just for the cruel experiment. Jesus Christ! God damn it! These people are fucked up. I don't want to do that to her. I don't know what to do. Even my worries and conflicts are passively agreeing to her dissection. God, you're terrible. God, that is several months. Several fucking months. Test results though, so I get to fucking scroll through like everything. I haven't gotten his decision yet, so can't go there yet. Test result, I saw like 7 of them, or what it seemed like 7. Nope. Results of, nope. Execution order, nope. Research needs to be stranded, not yet. Completion, prior consent, not high fever, death of Koizumi, not yet. Satoshi needs to, fuck. Oh, there you go. Here's one. God, it felt like so many more was test results. A group of boys are playing baseball under the powerful sun. Or is playing baseball? I don't know. One of those. The sound of cicadas makes the heat stand out even more. Fuck, there's so much. But it is just another sound of the cheering to those boys. Of course, they go out through basic training as well as exercises to build stamina. But the boys actually don't like such routine activities. What they look forward to is the free game after the practice. The school in Hinamizawa is actually borrowed from the Forest Service office. The school ground is actually made of gravel, so it's not really appropriate for playing sports. Compared to that, the Sokonomiya school ground is properly maintained for athletic activities, so the kids get energetic even more when they come here. Though the kids from Hinamizawa really don't care if the ground is made of gravel. The other instructor is watching the game, so I decided to get some drinks for the kids. Manager, where are you going? I thought I'd go get some drinks for everyone. Do you mind helping me, Satoshi? No, not at all. Satoshi comes with me. Sometimes kids don't like what grown-ups choose, so I'm glad he agrees to help me. Satoshi and I get in the car and head to the grocery store nearby. Manager, how's Satoko doing? Well, she's doing well. Although it's an extremely slow process, her emotional wound is healing. I think we should let her rest for a little longer. It's natural for Satoshi to be worried. Satoko has been in the hospital for over 2 weeks. Of course, he doesn't know his sister has the Inomizawa syndrome. Not only that, she is at least almost at the L5 stage. She can become deranged at any moment. He believes she's feeling down because of the shock of her parents' accident. He came to the clinic every day to cheer his sister up. But Satoko has become emotionally unstable and showed some dangerous signs, so we called off the visits. In fact, Satoko is not doing so well. L5, the stage Satoko's at, is an abnormal stage. The man from last year who was at the same stage as her was in such an abnormal condition that even a terminal narcotic patient would be scared of him. There's no guarantee Satoko won't fall into that condition. When we dissected him last year, we learned that the true identity of the Hinamizawa syndrome and also its mechanism. We even discovered some important facts that may lead to a development of a cure. However, we still don't have a method of curing the disease, so if Satoko becomes unrecoverable, we may have to dissect her like the man from last year. How can I tell Satoshi about his sister's situation? All I can do is to make things vague, and I lie to him that she is recovering. What if something happens to her? Then that would make me an unforgivable liar. Well, you just say it's really tough because she's at a young age, and we're just monitoring every day, hoping that she'll get better. But she has experienced signs of, emotional distress, obviously, and we're hoping that she'll be fine. The tiny bit of consciousness that's still in me hurts. If it's okay with your clinic, can she stay there a little longer? Why are you saying that? I thought he wanted her to come home as soon as possible, so I'm a little surprised. Well, actually, Satoko doesn't get along with her aunt. I heard she doesn't get along with her parents, but she can't get along with her aunt and uncle either. Satoko doesn't open up to grown-ups. Satoshi has told me about Satoko's background. The constant remarriage of her mother has deeply wounded the child emotionally. Satoshi was able to overcome it, but Satoko was too young to be able to do that. That traumatized her, and she now has a tendency not to trust or dislike guardians who aren't related to her by blood. Actually, nobody would like a guardian who isn't related to him by blood. It's not just Satoko. But usually people try to control themselves even if they don't like it. I guess Satoko just can't do that. Our uncle isn't home much. Besides, even when he is, he's either sleeping or watching TV, so he's not the problem. But our aunt gets on Satoko's nerves a lot. Why doesn't she like her? I have an idea. Satoko's parents were pro-dam people, and because of that, people considered them as part of the Hojo family and punished them as well. Moreover, they passed away suddenly in an accident and left 2 children behind, so I guess they can only be hate, but not. There can only be hate, but no gratitude. But if she hadn't been obedient like Satoshi, everything would have been fine. But Satoko can't be that way. She shows that in her attitude and expressions and ends up having a big fight. I've told my aunt about Satoko's situation, but she can't understand. I think you're being a great big brother, Satoshi. You're probably the one and only relative Satoko has now. It's true, I think so. Satoshi sighs. He doesn't really say it, but it seems Satoshi is actually getting tired of having to cover for Satoko every time she and her aunt fight. He is a good person as well as a good brother. Big brother. So I'm sure he'll do anything to cover for his sister. But that's such an exhausting thing to do. Satoshi was already doing that when their parents were alive. And one day his emotional balance couldn't take it anymore and he came to my clinic. At first I thought he improved because his parents, the main source of those problems, had passed away. But I guess things are worse than before. I understand. I can't release Satoko if things are like that. Her symptoms may come back again. Don't worry about the hospital fees. I'll make sure Satoko truly recovers. While trying to pretend I'm listening to his wish, I feel a little disgusted at myself for making such selfish excuses. I'll make sure. Takano is working on her dissection plan as we speak. If that's possible, that'll help me too. What? I mean, if Satoko stays in the clinic a little while longer, then I can relax too. That's all. What do you mean? As soon as Satoko comes back, I'm sure she'll get into a fight with her aunt. And every day will be filled with fights and yelling again. And I'll be dragged into it too. Satoko staying in the hospital for a very long time is the most relaxing to me, I think. I hate myself for thinking that. Nah, it's fair. It's fair. Satoshi. Satoshi is a great big brother who would cover for his sister. But that doesn't mean he doesn't feel burdened. To think things like that, what a terrible big brother I am. The more I think about it, the more I hate myself. As he says that, Satoshi sniffles once. Sniffle. His expression is one of anguish, as if he feels his own sin. His desire to be a model big brother corners him more and more. I feel bad for Satoko, but I also feel bad for Satoshi in a different way. As someone who knows the both of them well, I feel that I must be their ally since they don't have anyone else who cares about them. It's a rough situation that they are in, especially Satoshi. I do feel bad for him. I don't know, I think I don't even want to say halfway done. I don't think I'm halfway done. Needs to be aware of his sins. Not yet, not yet, not yet. Not yet. Okay, so nothing on this page yet until the fourth curse and the red pill. Or red capsule. Needs to be aware of his sins. No. Hasn't done that yet. Koizumi hasn't died yet. She has an out of high fever. Haven't fixed the medicine. Truth about Shirakawa. Research needs to be stranded. Sense of responsibility as big brother. That might be it. I'm gonna go to that one if I don't see anything dire. Detailed test result. Here is decision. I don't think they have his decision yet. Yeah, it has to. I'm gonna go with this one. Nope. So, haven't done that one yet. So, this one then. Oh, fuck. God damn it. Oh, 5 dissection. I haven't had the carrier yet. Research, no. An execution order is required for the 3rd-year curse. Haven't done that yet. I don't know. Routine inspection. I don't know if they have that yet. Fruity Rika's high fever. God damn it, Rika, get a high fever already. Bottle of wine is required for a toast. Fuck. God damn it. Red capsule. Have I done red capsule yet? I don't think so. No. Third year curse. It hasn't happened yet. Can I get this one yet? No. I have a feeling it's gonna go this one, and then this one. Death of the Yawn hasn't happened yet. Fuck. This is what I really thought it was gonna be. But it's not. Fuck me. I know it's not that one. They haven't. I'll try. No, of course it can't be connected yet. Of course, because they haven't ordered it. Needs to be fixed with the part-time job. I haven't done that. Revenge of Takonomiya is required. Game warden needs to be set up. Piece from the Watanagashi. Yeah, 7 pieces are required. I don't know. Can I try this one? No. God damn it. Fuck me. This second. How don't I have that yet? I'm bad to beat her to death. I haven't gotten that. Still don't have a high fever. No. Koizumi hasn't died yet. Bottle of wine, haven't done that. Rika, go shopping. No. Need something to forgive her sins. Hasn't done that yet. Riku family move is required. Alright. Fuck. God damn it. I don't know what's next. Ugh. Let's go with this one. Nope. What's the next most likely one? This one? No. Bad to beat her to death, not... Just clicking anything to hopefully get it working. Oh, there you go.